Join us on Path of Faith, where we delve deep into the heart of spirituality, offering insights and inspiration to illuminate your path towards a deeper connection with God.
The process is that it is all that is aligned, that has coherence, that has arguments. And then when you look at it as a whole, it's not just a detail. No, it's a whole. The process. He will observe all phases of what is being analyzed. And in our lives, my people, if we do not have the necessary wisdom, we will live life always forgetting that it is procedural, wanting only the result of things. And it's not like that. If I do not rejoice in the process, happiness will not be possible for me. Jung, who was a great follower of Freud, who then created a very unique way of seeing the human psyche. He said precisely that the human being is alive as he is fed by a desire. If we don't want to, if we stop wishing, we gradually die. Yes, because for him the desire is a vital element that keeps us alive. It is that inner movement that makes us willing to wake up every day, to work, to go to live, to do what we need to do. Because a desire feeds us. Jung said that when we live the satisfaction of desire, there may even be a certain frustration. Then we will find that the best of desire was to build it, and not so much. This is where that popular saying is that the best of the party is to wait for it. Yes, the experience of you cultivating a wish, you can call it something else. You can talk otherwise. Viktor Frankl called the meaning of life. When you keep the meaning of things, of existence, what makes you what you are, you start to taste the process that is not just a result, the meaning of life. Not the meaning of life can even lead me to some results. But I do not always have the results of what I do. But I need to discover a satisfaction there in what I do. Is prepare is equal to the meaning of the word hope is not a stagnant concept. Ready is prepare. No, because I hope I say I'm waiting, but it means that while I'm waiting, I'm building what I expect. Also there you have a procedural dimension. You are not with your hands crossed, arms crossed, waiting for what you want to happen. This is why in Christian hope is an operative hope. A concept that we take from a philosopher, non-theologian philosopher, even Protestant, Moltmann, said in a sophisticated way that Christian hope is operant. That is, I have been looking forward to it. I do. I build what I'm waiting for. This is Christian hope for eternity. Sometimes many people have some anxiety about eternity. And I understand we who are Western, we have a great difficulty dealing with eternity. Because we Western are very rational. Last week I talked about Manja Regina, who is a Hindu, and the time has come for some explanations she was giving us. And I realized she was going to get a little bland before us. Then she stopped and talked. But that you can't explain, yes. Because although she's Western, she's living your religion that has an Oriental philosophy far based on a capacity of them not having to ask rationally about everything they live well with the question. They do not have so much need for the answer. And sometimes faith seems naive. But we who are Western, with this need to rationalize everything, we often look at eternity and want to understand it. And sometimes I, as a priest, live the embarrassment of having to talk about it rationally when in fact eternity does not fit our rational concepts. Then the person asks me, "Father, how is it after we die?" First, I didn't die either. I don't know. I'm in the same situation as you. Then my faith? I, as a Christian, I am led to believe that eternity will be my definitive encounter with God. This may mean so much, but you can't rationalize it. Because if I try to rationalize, there are people who need to imagine the sky like a city, with streets, with houses, where the best live, where the worst lie. There are people who need to think heaven as if it were an equal place here. Yes, if I'm talking about eternity, of course I need to forget time and space, which are human categories. Earthly, time, which we look at the clock, the space, this location. Where is this house? Where is the other house? Where this city is? You take well, if I want to understand eternity from rational concepts and what I can rationally talk about, I will have a very same view of eternity. This is why Moldman said that the concept of hope is the fairest and most honest way we have to think about eternity. From it, I hope. But what I hope, I don't know. Will be a surprise. But as long as I hope, I prepare. Because hope is operant. Okay, but how do I prepare? Living well. It is living well that we prepare eternity. Stop keeping this anxiety of wanting to know what it will be like after death. Occupy of life, it's the only way you have to prepare death. It is the fairest, most honest way you have to look at your eternity, what you expect. It is living the present moment well. This is why we cannot understand a religion that makes us contempt for time and space. For a long time, some spiritualities have been enforced that taught people to have contempt for the world. It makes no sense, my people. The world to which Jesus referred to, you are in the world, but you are not in the world. It was for them to know that this world is fleeting. This house is fleeting. This piano is fleeting. This material we are using to make this program reach you is a passenger. This television you are having there before you, where we entered, where we pass, is a passenger. The money is fleeting. Success is fleeting. Then Jesus is teaching that there is an interesting way to deal with time and space. It's okay? But I won't cling to what I have because all this goes by. It's just like attachment to people. I know it is very difficult to lose someone, but our excess, suffering, and loss is precisely not learning. We do not learn that people will also be fleeting in our lives. We may even know, but we didn't learn. It's equal to music, the lesson we know by heart. We can only learn. Yes, there is a lot that we know by heart, but we haven't learned yet. It may be that if we had been educated from an early age to understand death as a natural process in our lives, we would have less difficulty the moment it happened by our side. But sometimes the lack of spirituality, the lack of inner life, makes us get too attached to matter and people. So it is. It is our difficulties, because we are Western. We are too attached to time, space. And we want to understand eternity. I, as a science teacher, had to say everything that the church said about heaven, hell, purgatory. Because sometimes catechesis can once again be a reinforcement of this excess of materiality. So preaching comes to me, speaking of heaven, speaking of eternity, and it can suggest me, again, a reinforcement that it is material. The sky is material. The sky is located. The sky is in time and space. So my challenge as a teacher was that we knew how to speak the language without being trapped.
From all of us at Path of Faith, thank you for being part of today's discussion. We value your input, so please share your thoughts in the comments, show your support with a like, spread the message by sharing, and subscribe to stay connected with us on our journey of faith.